So let us see another type, molecular solids. So molecular solids are, so they are having weak van der Waals forces between them, between atoms. So these van der Waals forces generally hydrogen bonding. So for example, if you see water, so in water there is a hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding means we have already seen. So water will have OH and H. So this electron cloud is more towards the oxygen. It will get partial negative charge and hydrogen will get partial positive charge. And due to this plus and minus, this plus interacts with the another minus. So that's why these interactions will form. So these interactions are called van der Waals forces. So in water, what type of van der Waals forces are there? Hydrogen bonding. So these are called molecular solids. They have weak van der Waals forces between the atoms. For example, water, argon solid, carbon dioxide solid, boric acid solid, P4 solid, iodine. So in halogens, iodine exists as solid. So because of strong van der Waals forces. So other gases are, what are they in the 7th A group elements? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. So as top to bottom molar mass of elements increases. So due to this high molar mass of iodine forms the strong van der Waals forces between the atoms. So that's why iodine exists as solid and fluorine exists as gas because of weak van der Waals forces. So van der Waals forces increases as molar mass increases. So it is directly proportional to molar mass. That's why iodine having higher molar mass. So that's why it will have higher dipole interactions or van der Waals forces. That's why iodine exists as solid. So when molar mass increases, van der Waals forces also increases, and then that substance exists in the solid form. As molar mass increases, van der Waals forces also increases. So in these solids, in these 4 types of solids, so which is the strongest bond? Ionic bond is the strongest bond. So the strength of these solids is, first ionic solids are very strong, then followed by metallic solids, and then covalent solids, and last one is molecular solids. So this is the strength of the solids. So let us see another classification based on arrangement of atoms in the solids. So based on arrangement of atoms, solids will classified into crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Crystalline solids means, so let us see crystalline solids, atoms arranged in definite order up to long ranges. So means, so these atoms are arranged in a definite ordered manner. So there is a equal distance between these atoms. So this is the order arrangement of the atoms. So this order exists long ranges, means as we go far from each other, so this order exists up to long ranges. So the solids will have long range arrangement of order arrangement, definite order arrangement of the atoms. So this order exists up to long ranges. So these are called crystalline solids. So they will have fixed melting point and boiling point. These crystalline solids also have fixed sharp melting point and boiling point, means it does not changes. So they have some fixed melting point and boiling point, and they are anisotropic in nature. What is mean by anisotropic? Anisotropic means different physical properties in different directions. So as we go in solids, so in this direction the physical properties are different, and if you go in this direction the physical properties are somewhat different. So this difference in physical properties depending on the direction is called anisotropic. So suppose if we take melting point is different in horizontal direction and it is different in vertical direction, not same value. So horizontally it is different and vertically it is different because of the difference in the distance between atoms. So vertically the distance is different and horizontally the distance between the atoms is different. So that's why they have different physical properties in different directions. That property is called anisotropic nature. So for example, for crystalline solids, Rm, gold, silver, copper, sodium chloride. So these are all crystalline solids. So they have definite arrangement of atoms up to long ranges. And they have high melting point and boiling point. So it does not changes. They have the sharp melting point and boiling point. And let us see second one, amorphous solids. So these amorphous solids are also called pseudo solids or super cooled liquids. So this based on the formation they have called super cooled liquids. So in these amorphous solids, what are the properties? Atoms are arranged in ordered manner but up to short ranges. Means suppose if you see up to this distance the atoms are arranged in order, and after some distance the order will be changed. So this order doesn't exist up to long range, only up to here one type of arrangement is there, up to there another type of arrangement is there. So then different type of arrangement is there. So these type of solids which have order up to short ranges are called amorphous solids. So this order doesn't exist up to long range, only up to short distance they are arranged in order manner and another order will be there. So this type of solids are called amorphous solids. So for example, glass, rubber, plastics, etc. So this glass, if you see the glass, so in glass the atoms are arranged does not in order up to long range. So the distance between atoms is not same as we move from far. So suppose up to here some order exists and up to there another order, and like this the glass is there. So the glass is best example for amorphous solids. So the order exists only up to short range, and here they will have not sharp melting point, they will have variable melting points. So they melt over a range of temperatures. So this and amorphous solids have the property of isomorphic. So in crystalline solids we have seen anisotropic, so, and these are isomorphic. Isomorphic means same physical properties in all directions. If you go in any direction the melting point is same, for example. So this property of physical properties doesn't differ depending on the direction. That property is called isomorphic or isotropic. So this is the classification of solids based on arrangement of atoms. So let us see the differences between crystalline solids and amorphous solids. And the first column is property. So for example, if you see condition to form, so in which conditions the substance forms the crystalline solid and in which condition the substance will form the amorphous solids. So if you see the condition for crystalline solid formation, slow cooling without disturbing the liquid. So the liquid should be cooled without disturbing. So if you cooled without disturbance, that will form the crystalline solid. And amorphous solid, if you see the condition to formation of amorphous solids, there should be rapid cooling with disturbance. So we should cool the liquid very rapidly and with disturbance. So then only amorphous solids formation takes place. And then second property, rigidity and hardness. So these crystalline solids are somewhat rigid and hard than the amorphous solids. These are also rigid and hard, but if you compare, crystalline solids are more rigid and hard. And melting point, they exhibit sharp melting point, some fixed melting point. It does not changes. So only one value. So here amorphous solids will melt over a range of temperatures. So they will have more melting points. So they melts over a range of temperatures. That means the melting point is not sharp. It is not fixed value. And this is the characteristic property of amorphous solids. So let us see another property, plane surfaces. So these crystalline solids, if you see the metal sheets, they will have same plane surfaces. So there is no change in the means they are same. If you see the surface of the metal sheets, it will be plane surface. So this amorphous solids does not have plane surfaces. So if you see the glass surface, they at the top side they will be thinner, and at the bottom side they will be somewhat thicker because of the flowing of the glass. So the glass will have different properties. So they will flow like liquids. So due to that flowing, they will be thinner at the upper side and thicker at the bottom side. So that is the characteristic property of glass, means solid, amorphous solids. So they are not having the plane surfaces. Examples for crystalline solids: sodium chloride, copper sulfate, potassium nitrate, etc. So these are exist as, due to stronger bonds, they exist as solids, and in that due to the order arrangement, they will form the crystalline solids. If the order exists up to long range, they will form crystalline. If that order misses, means that order only up to short distance, that will form the amorphous solids. For example, synthetic polymers, fused silica, glass, and plastics. So these are some examples for the amorphous solids.